that's the only part of this song that I know.
Wait.
So I'm stuck doing this bullshit. I don't know the rest of the song. That's what I was trying to
Everything
explain.
about it is appealing. Everything the traffic will allow. Nowhere could you get the happy feeling unless you're stealing that extra bow. What?
If you're
There's
blue
no
and you don't know
people
where
like
to
show.
go to, why don't you go where fashion sits? Put on the Ritz.
Put on the Ritz!
Welcome to episode 1 of season 2 of First Issue.
I'm Marcus.
I'm Melissa.
And I'm Fess. And yes, this is season 2, episode 1. No more DC 52. That's season 1. That's in the past. We're going to move on to we're going to move on to different pastures. This is Stech
He did it, not me.
from Silverwolf Comics.
Yes.
From, I don't even know what year.
They're just missing
1986.
1986, and they're only missing one letter.
I don't know if we should review this comic because
kinda
it
fucked
feels
up.
like we're gonna. What is the PC term for it? Like beating up on a retarded child. I mean,
A person with mental disabilities?
beating up on a person with mental disability.
Well,
that doesn't have
it's
the same.
it's kind of a mean thing to say, but it's kind of true because it's clear it's not like, I mean, granted, yes, it is a product that was published and put out for consumption by the general public,
Which makes
Yes.
it fair game.
in exchange for money.
Yes.
It's fair
That's
game.
the big thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, keep in mind, someone paid how much?
$1.50
$1.50 or
$2.50.
$2.25 if they're in Canada.
in 1986 time.
Yeah, that's
Dear God, was that the exchange rate for Canada?
Oh yeah, we
I'm
fucked
sorry,
up.
Canada.
We fucked up since then, but yeah, that's
Now it's like 5 cents difference.
Yeah.
if that. Usually the Canadian is like cheaper at this point, but anyway.
So there's some contention with this. Apparently, the artist is
Lorenzo Lizana.
Lorenzo Lizana.
yes.
Lizana.
And if you look up Stech online, for whatever reason, it's credited to Rob Liefeld. But honestly, I think Rob Liefeld would have done a better job.
Yeah, it's definitely not his style, and we
Yeah.
actually looked up Lorenzo Lizana.
And we think we found him too. So.
Yeah, well, we
Lorenzo
did.
Lizana. I will say he has improved.
Yeah,
But
very much. But
What,
it's clearly the
what
same
this
guy.
what this book looks like is they found a 14-year-old,
Yeah,
and what this looks like is the class artist in your local high school.
yeah.
Doodling in a sketchbook
It
because
It's a bit much and just not enough.
it looks like it was done in ballpoint pen.
Yeah, especially some of these scratches.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get started. Let's get started
Okay,
here.
first of all, it starts with an editor's note at the beginning.
Oh, this is priceless. You have to start scrolling this on the
Which
screen.
Yeah.
do we have to read it all, or can
Well, I'm
we
not
just
even
say,
gonna read it
okay,
all, but-
okay,
Highlights.
I will highlight. We have had numerous startup problems, not unlike any other company just starting out. However, our problems are magnified by a glut in the market, which I am part of. Aren't we all? Just for fun, though, I'd like to point out something which I think bears taking note. Almost all of my books are completely unique and individual in concept. The two which are not very unique, the art series and talent search, are meant to be more functional and practical than unique. But look at my books individually. They are their own mag, not a rip-off of another. Granted, not all of the titles are completely unique, but how many legions are there anyway? And Grips was not designed as a rip-off of Marvel's character either.
Excuses.
And it
This guy's Iron Man.
continues.
It goes on like this for a while. But
Okay.
This guy would fit right at home with your average webcomic artist that's thinking that they're going to make money in his webcomic.
Yeah,
it's-
I'm sorry, and the book is late, and I'm sorry, but I swear it's not a ripoff.
These are legitimate excuses.
He's like, this is not another penny arcade ripoff. I swear to God, mine has a robot. And, and yeah.
And,
Let's get started because the writing. Ooh.
so it's.
Let me
like,
just get started before you have an
Let's do it.
aneurysm.
We will have an aneurysm after this.
Harry opened up to this guy in a control center. I'm gonna make it sound a lot more dramatic than it
Please
really
don't.
feels like. In another dimension is a man, not from Earth, but a man nonetheless. He sits at the controls of Stech, very calmly pushing buttons and pulling levers. This man is Enimon.
Dude.
He is the controller of Stech. He is the brains of Stech. He is Stech.
I have to do the rest of this as Edwin. Please.
Please do.
There you go.
Please do. Please do.
What's the group we called Eradicators? Steph decided to go off on his own, traveling to the Far East, searching for adventure and money, don't you know? Steph hires himself out for the government. Who can pay the most? Unfortunately for the men in the tents, their government's bid was low. Try it, part 1. Yeah, it continues. He's a tank. He becomes a man, sort of.
Yeah, I don't get
It's
this.
hard to tell because I assume because they're both glowing that this is a tank. The next panel, it's a robot man.
Or maybe he was this plane flying and that was...
It looks like it was tackling to the ground.
Because
it's like spinning around.
Yeah, art direction.
There's other ones that are burnt down. I think it's just a tank because that's the one that's winning.
I don't know.
you see.
He just
Our hero's always winning.
Okay. So he is this tank with 3 turrets.
Yeah, because a hero always wins. You see, and never has a problem.
Well, he's not really. He's a vigilante. He just said he hires him out to the highest bidder.
Oh, you mean a mercenary?
Mercenary. There you go. Yeah.
Okay, suckers, draw. Too bad. You were just a little too slow. And 2 being the wrong type, but whatever. Let's see how many times I can make you roll. And his hand turns and...
All right, I'm gonna.
Okay,
this
will be a problem.
He's just beating up this tank, and he's all like, I'm awesome, and you're bad, basically.
Yeah, and this, I swear to God, this panel was stolen from Rifts. If you look at any given official art from Rifts, I swear to God, it's that, because none of the rest of this art looks remotely, A, that good, B, that proportionate, C, it's upside down, it's trying to kind of, you trust me, this is mine, I originally did this.
Yeah, you're right.
It's straight up from Rifts, man.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
All right.
If we can find the actual page, that'd be hilarious, but that'd be very hard to do.
You know what? I wonder if this whole comic would be better upside down.
Yes, especially for we'll continue.
No. Okay.
All right. So this guy, I don't know, it seems like this tank turned into a robot, and I can't tell if this guy is controlling Stech remotely or if he's inside Stech, and it's this sort of like, it's like a TARDIS in there where it's so much bigger on the inside because of what happens later. We'll get to that.
The art would never be able to tell you.
And talking about doodles, I mean, in a well-fortified complex, which you can't make heads or tails of where these things are connecting, because here there's an overhang, but it lines up with the wall over there. You got all these different...
Escher designed, not designed this, but...
No, don't give him that much.
No.
It's one of those like impossible machines where he's supposed to figure out...
This is a guy just playing with one of those rulers.
Also, I don't think he quite has a grasp of perspective yet, because you look... Where is this vanishing point?
It's way over there.
That's a parallelogram.
This is like one of those orthogonal. Is that what they call them? Like in Sims, where there's not actual perspective. It's
like that weird 3/4 sort of. I'm guessing a lot of it's influenced by video games, just based on the way it's built.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be.
Yeah, and so because I'm looking here and it's like everything's floating in the air, but that's the way things look if you're playing like Double Dragon. Where it's just like things are kind of on this slant so that you could move in the theoretically 3 dimensions, but with a 2-dimensional engine.
Right.
That's how the whole thing is drawn, which gives me that impression.
Right.
So
okay, and
so
have we gotten to this panel yet?
Wait, So
I want to talk. Okay.
We got this guy in the well-fortified complex where a plan is birthed. We have scientists talking to guy who's in charge, saying, "Oh, yeah, we're developing this thing. Things are coming along nicely." We get to this panel. So this is phase 1. Looks nice. This is the most horrible word bubble ever. It is made of the hardest metals known to man, General. It is equipped with 2 60 caliber machine guns, cannons, missiles, mine laying capabilities, magnetic electrical bolos, front and rear defense shields, ramming capabilities, bullshit, grappling line and jet propulsion for super speeds and jumping.
I love how this car is 2 feet high.
Roughly, if you're lucky.
It comes
on his hip.
5.
If this thing has everything in it that he says, the max speed for this thing, even with the jet propulsion, is 2 miles per hour, maybe.
And the thing is, once again, remember what time this is. This is 1986. Knight Rider.
Yeah, but this looks like a skateboard.
I know, but
Yeah,
that makes
because
it
it's
better.
about that high.
Yeah. Keep in mind, that makes it better. All you have to do is say that this thing has all that stuff. It's like Space Ghost.
Wait.
Space Ghost had anything he fucking needed.
It grew. It grew in height.
But
Look
not
at
by
that.
a lot.
No,
it's still tiny. Look at what
see, these two aren't there for... Oh, I guess he is... Well, he's a little bit more...
Look, I can't...
Maybe
what?
the suit makes him smaller.
Look
Anyway.
at this!
What the...
That's a different car.
It's knee-high!
It has to be a different car.
No, it doesn't. Look at that.
He said he's getting it in the next panel!
Look how sparse this landscape is. There are no other things here.
Yeah, because it's Double Dragon. Some kid played Double Dragon and thought that's how you draw.
So... We go back to Stech. And so after Stech has beaten up all the tanks, he starts walking. He's like, "Why I don't know when I'm walking when I can transform into a car."
Wait, what?
I thought that was like just the... What?
What?
Wait, no, I don't know why I am walking when I can transform into a car.
You were a car first!
So he transformed from a tank into a
Or is
Mac.
that someone else?
This is somebody else. It's a different car. See, this is light colored.
I can't tell. They
and
look
this
the
is
same.
dark colored.
Oh, another guy in a mask whose name I don't know. Okay.
So this is Stech. He turns into a car, and then the guy's like, "Okay, it's on autopilot now. I'm gonna get some rest.
So is
I'm
he
gonna get a
inside or
beer."
not?
I don't know. I have no idea. Then we cut back to the other guys where they're testing out the vehicle, so they're blowing up targets, and it's supposed to look really, really cool, but it just this pen art is not dramatic.
No.
There's even an attempt at Kirby dots here, I think.
I think that's just supposed to be debris.
Yeah, or something. I mean, I love how landscape, it's like, oh, there's all this blank space, I'll just put squiggles in it.
Yeah, because he's like 15.
It's a desert.
Yeah.
I feel so bad, though. I mean,
It's clear that this person's not.
this
at a
person's not
level-
ready for prime time.
No.
He needs at least 5 more years to train before he can, fucking kung fu out here.
Here, I'm going to say this. If anybody follows the blog, Clients from Hell, will know what I'm talking about. This is what happens when the company that bluffs that, oh, I could get my nephew to do this art for the same price. This is what happens.
Yeah, when they actually go through with it.
When you don't buy a real artist. Again, apologies to... We don't know your actual age, but...
Lorenzo.
You should thank us that we're saying that you're probably very, very young, and which will excuse you.
And we
has
have
to be.
seen Lorenzo has improved
Yeah,
considerably.
he's definitely at a professional level
Yeah,
now.
even
Yes.
Liefeld has improved an amount.
Yeah, well, this is different. This is a
Yes.
different person.
So, after the training exercise is successful, we go back to Stech. She transforms into a robot, and then transforms into a guy?
Or is the guy also there? I think
Okay,
it's turning
so
into-
he has to go through
So he was
the
in-
robot
He has to go to the
phase?
robot form before he can turn back into the man.
Or maybe he just poured it out of him? See, this is where the art direction doesn't make any sense.
You're slobbering on the comic.
Oh, it's such a shame.
I need a drink. Get lost! Who would just say that to random people and whatever?
Oh, this is...
Oh, she's saying it
no,
to-
she's saying it to this mug
Oh,
right
she's
here.
saying
That's
to Billy
just-
D. Williams? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so he...
Good.
Stech walks into a bar.
Oh, dear. Dear.
Could I have a beer, please?
Wow. What a...
And the bartender... Oh, this is just funny, just because...
Definitely a kid.
So, all right, so this guy is macking on this chick, and just leave me alone. And what I'm assuming is Stech, like, hey, leave her alone. Knocked out the window. Next panel, we don't have a transformation scene. And oh wait, what is the whole
Wait.
dialogue here? Okay,
Come on, give me a kiss. Excuse me, what?
What?
I think the lady...
I think the lady wants to be alone. Oh yeah, and then
Oh, yeah!
and Enimon exits through the window. And then
I love that his name is Animon.
and Stech enters. He is very, very mad. Okay, chump. Now it's my turn.
Try it, part 2.
Oh yeah.
And now it's part 2 time.
Blame the artist, not the writer at all. Right? Huh?
Continue. We got fun.
Now, at the end of the comic, there's another editorial note.
A very long one. Very angry one.
Here you go, Stech, Silverwolf's bodyguard. We have finally finished Stech, and we hoped you enjoyed the story. Our fearless leader, Kris Silver, plotted the stories in summer of 1986. The original artist of Stech received the plot and worked on the book for months. When it was time to have Stech printed, the original artist did not have the book completed. Okay, first of all, we've already established this is fairly unprofessional. This is like, this is the Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Okay, so after giving the original artist more time to complete the book, Stech was delayed, and you readers were deprived from reading the book. Well, after paying for some of the book, the original artist decided the task was just too hard. We haven't heard from the artist or seen the book since. We were faced with a deadline with no book, so we had to delay the book again. After much delay and 2 artists later, we found a responsible artist for the book.
So that means there were 4 total. 4 artists.
We would like to welcome aboard Lorenzo Lizana. He will be the artist for Stech and Eradicators. We hope you like the art and writing of Stech. We try to please. Write to Silverwolf, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I don't care how many setbacks you have in getting a book done. That is seriously unprofessional.
Yeah, you don't
diss
somebody on the friggin' book in public.
Yeah. In the comic.
Yeah.
In the comic.
You don't put somebody on blast in the damn comic in public. I mean, like, and once again, that's something that you might see from, like, a high schooler who's doing a webcomic.
Yeah.
You know, where they just, like, snap one day and there's this long blog with a bunch of crazy tweets and they're gone the next day, but they've already been saved.
I don't know the history. I don't know the history.
This is like the equivalent of going nuclear on Twitter, only it's in a comic book.
Yeah.
And we are reading this how many years later?
Oh,
this is
86, so
2012.
Yeah, 6 years. 26 years.
Okay.
No, I don't have no idea if this company is still around.
No.
I've never heard of it before.
It is not. Whoever they got to do the logo should have done the book.
Yeah, the logo was
fucking
pretty
awesome.
cool, but you know, they're a lot of, like, blaming the artist. I think, you know what? If I had to hazard a guess, I think the reason why the artist took so long time, they're, like, looking at the script and the dialogue and they're like, is there something I'm missing?
Well,
they're struggling trying to make it good. I don't know.
That's also assuming. I mean, we haven't seen the script.
Well, they could have approached like 3 other 14-year-olds.
Exactly. So
the writing is so amateur too. I mean, it is. I mean, maybe for the time it was.
No. It was amateur then.
It was trying to, like, latch on to what was popular, and it was okay.
It's bad. Period. But no, like the thing is, keep in mind this. This is the Who's a writer of this? Let's find that's not real.
I think it's.
Is it the
Mr. Silver?
Kris Silver.
Kris Silver. I think.
Okay, that's the reason. Look at the way Kris Silver writes when he's addressing the audience, Mike.
Yeah.
How do you think the script
now is the
must have
writer
worked?
the same as the editor here?
That's another thing.
I would probably say yes. There's no, like, credit page that I found.
Really, no.
Yeah.
Where is the intro? If it says, okay, created and plotted by Kris Silver, pencils and inks by Lorenzo Lizana, and written by S.P. Cook.
So there were a plot which was spelled with one. Plotted apparently did not need an extra T when you were going to make it into a passive form, but whatever.
Well, apparently they didn't have spell check at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, of course not.
I mean, this looks almost like typewriter.
It is typewriter, but
no, this isn't typewriter. This here, these opening and closing editorial notes. This is a Mac font.
Oh my!
I recognize this.
Either way, keep in mind that this is how this is how professional the company is in general. I don't think the script was particularly detailed for an artist to really pull it off.
Yeah, but as a number one,
it's
we gotta close this off. As a number one,
yeah.
And no, we're not gonna look at number 2.
I don't know what.
But no, this
fail.
I would say this definitely. Well,
it's
as a number 1, does it
It does not intrigue anyone to anything. It introduces us to absolutely nothing.
Actually, it intrigues me how just on the front of how bad it is.
You mean baffle.
I am baffled.
Yeah, baffled.
I'm totally baffled.
Okay, as a number one, I say it definitely does not do enough to explain what the F is going on here. It's just a bunch of things happening.
Yeah.
You're kind of introduced. Basically, you're almost getting a Mary Sue here, and that's not good writing.
No.
I'd say you are. I wouldn't go with almost. It's definitely a Mary Sue type character. He wins all the time. Everything he does works perfectly.
Yeah.
He has no problems. And when there is a problem, he's far and away overpowered to match it. If some bum in a fucking bar throws him, and his first instinct is to turn into a fucking killer robot.
There is no conflict here.
No.
There is zero conflict.
There's zero conflict, there's zero setting.
There's
nothing.
There's setup for something, and I don't know if they're going to be for or likely going to be against
It's a
Stech,
car.
but
It's a car that we have no idea what the hell
it's a skateboard car with ramming capabilities.
But there's no indication that it has anything to do with Stech.
No, it's not well put together. Now, so I will have to say that this fails as a number one. Now, if you like finding just Drek, just something that's just so bad that it's just you're reading this and you're like, what the fuck is? You have that nervous laugh.
That's
Yeah.
just
It's fun for
That's
at least looking through it,
astounding
like what the fuck.
on the level of the levels that it does not work. It's
Yeah.
baffling.
It's kind of sad.
So,
Yeah,
final
it is
verdicts?
sad.
I need your
Well,
there we go. All right. And that was Stech from Silverwolf Comics.
This one sounds like back on back, kick back. This one sounds like back, kick back. This one sounds like back on back.